Hello everyone, myself Dr. Anindya Sundar Das. Uh, I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Swami Vivekananda Institute of Science and Technology. And I have already uploaded the introduction of digital signal processing in YouTube channel. Today I am going to explain you about the discrete time signals. Now, in previous lecture or in previous video I have already explained what is signal. Now let us just recapitulate that. A signal is nothing but a physical quantity or quality which conveys some useful information. Now the variation of the signal value as a function of the independent variable is called a waveform. Now that independent variable of signal often represents the time. Now it can be any other variable also like pressure, distance. Okay, so now we already defined a signal as a function of one independent variable that contains information about the behavior or nature of a phenomenon. Now we assume that the independent variable is time even in cases where the independent variable is a physical quantity other than time. So now let us just discuss, let us just concentrate on two terms. One is continuous signal or continuous time signal. It is a signal that exists at every instant of time. Most of the time signals in the physical world are continuous time signal. So this is the example of continuous time signal. Okay, so it has, with respect to time, it has amplitude, okay, for all the values of t. The signal defined only for the discrete values of time is called a discrete time signal or simply discrete signal. Now this is the example of discrete signal where it for say time 0 it has some amplitude, for 1 it has some amplitude, 2 another, 3. So for discrete interval it has the amplitude values. Now discrete signal can be obtained by taking samples of an analog signal at discrete instant of time that already I discussed in a previous video. Digital signal is a discrete time signal whose values are represented by digits, which are nothing but binary digits. Now, signals can be deterministic or non-deterministic. Now, deterministic means what? That signal that can be described by an explicit mathematical function, then it is called deterministic. And signal that cannot be described in an using an explicit mathematical form or function is called random or non-deterministic or stochastic signal. Now deterministic signal can be periodic or aperiodic or say non-periodic. Periodic signal may consist of a basic shape of finite duration that is replicated infinitely. That you know what is periodicity. Now let us see that what is discrete time signal, which is basically known as a sequence of numbers. Okay. So a sequence is a collection of ordered sample. Those numbers are nothing but the amplitudes of the analog signal from which is converted to the discrete time signal. Okay. So the discrete time signal is represented as a sequence of numbers where x equal to x of n, where n can be from minus infinity to plus infinity. That is the range. Now here n is an integer always. Always we have to take value as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We cannot take 0.5, 1.5. We are not considering that. Okay. And xn is the nth sample in the sequence. Now, in practical application, we process finite length sequences where we usually don't like to go to infinite length. Now, the existing sequence is often a sample version of a continuous signal. That means those numbers are nothing but sample version of or amplitude of the continuous signal that is converted to discrete time signal. Now say this is an example, say this is x0. So if you just connect the dot, you will get an analog signal. Okay, you will get an analog signal, and it is sampled between these two numbers 0 and 1, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. We have the sampling interval or sampling time. So this is x0, x1, 2, 3, x4, and on the left hand side -1, -2, -3, -4. So this is just like a graph. 0 is the origin. Right hand side, if you go, then positive 1, 2, 3, 4 plus value. Left hand side -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay. So just remember this point. Now there are basically in digital signal we have three type of signals: causal signal, non-causal signal, and anti-causal signal. Now, causal signals are nothing but a signal is causal if it is 0 for n less than 0. That means n less than 0 means the range of the negative values -1, -2, -3, -4 up to minus infinity. So, this term should be equal to 0. Say for this example. So this is a positive values. Here we have negative value. All the negative values have zero value. Okay. Or only we have values that is present only at the positive value of n or n greater than 0. Now causal signals are readily created by multiplying any continuous signal by the unit step signal. Now what is unit step signal that I will discuss after some time. The instant when the signal begins is called the starting time. We usually take the starting time as 0. So n equal to 0, we usually take a starting time, and if it is have only positive n equal to positive values, then it is causal. Now let us take that a sequence that is non-zero only over a finite interval of indices. Indices means value of n. Here n is nothing but not actually the n is not time, n is number of sample. 0 is sample, first sample, second sample, third, fourth, like that. Okay. It is not basically time. Time is discretized, so we cannot say that is time. Now a sequence that is non-zero only over a finite interval of indices, that means value of n, is called finite length sequence. A sequence whose samples are zero value for negative indices is, is called causal sequence. That means for negative value of n, all values are 0. It has value for n equal to 0 or greater than 0. That is called causal signal. Anti-causal sequence can have non-zero samples only for negative indices. Okay, that means it is having non-zero value, say sample value for the negative indices of n, -1, -2, -3, like that. So this is called anti-causal. And non-causal sequence can have non-zero samples for both positive and negative indices. That means non-causal means a two-sided, or non-causal means for n equal to greater than 0, it has the values of non-zero values of indices, and for n less than 0 also it has non-zero values. Okay. So non-causal also known as two-sided sequence. Causal is called right-sided sequence, that is n greater than equal to 0, and anti-causal is called left-sided sequence, that is n less than 0 or less than equal to 0. Okay. Now let us discuss about some basic digital signals or functions. Okay, that is unit impulse function or unit sample sequence. The unit impulse function or unit sample sequence is defined as the sequence with amplitude value, and it is derived as this: delta n. Delta means unit impulse. Okay, with amplitude value is delta n equal to 0 for n not equal to 0. and delta n equal to 1 for n equal to 0. That means for n value, when it is n equal to 0, its value is equal to 1. Okay, and 0 for others. So 0 for minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 up to minus infinity, and here 1, 2, 3 up to plus infinity. What we have? 0, and it has only one sample value at n equal to 0. So this is called unit impulse function or unit sample function, and this value is 1, not 2 or 3, 1. That is why it is called unit impulse or unit sample sequence. Now every digital signal can be written as a sum of impulse function, that is sum of delta n. Delta n is the impulse function which is equal to 1 when n equal to 0. Otherwise it was 0. Okay. Now let us take some example. Say delta of 0 is, that value should be 1. Delta of 3, that value should be 0. Delta of minus 2, that should be 0. That means delta n, that will exist only for n equal to 0. So delta 0 has one value. Delta 3, delta 4, delta 1, or delta minus 2, minus 1, minus 3, those all are 0. Okay. Now say xn equal to minus 2 delta n, then how the graph will look like? So at n equal to 0, it will be 1 into minus 2. So this value is minus 2. So at n equal to 0, its value is minus 2. So delta n, we can multiply it by any factor. It can be negative also, no problem. Say multiply it by delta n by 4. So the signal value will be what? Nothing but 4. See here, 4 at n equal to 0, value is 4. Okay. Now let us see what happened if we shift the impulse function. That is called shifted unit impulse function. Now example is, say xn equal to delta n minus 2. Okay. Now here we have minus 2 term. That's why it is called delayed signal, minus. Okay. And here xn equal to delta n plus 2. Here we have plus, so that's why it is called advanced signal. Okay. It is advanced, and delta n minus 2 means n minus 2, n minus 1, n minus 4, or n minus k. K is any integer value. Okay. Then it is delayed signal. Now here delta n minus 2, that means what? That means where the value should be equal to 1. Definitely it is not n equal to 0. Why? Because here what happened, del n where n equal to 0. Now here what happened, we are what we have to do is, we have to put n minus 2 equal to 0. If we put n minus 2 equal to 0, then n equal to what? Nothing but 2. So this delta n minus 2 is at what value? N equal to 2 value. Just put n minus 2 equal to 0, then n equal to what? 2. So at this is 0, 1, 2. So at 2 we have delta n value 1. Okay. And for this case what happens? Del n plus 2 equal to 0. If we assume delta n plus 2 equal to 0, then n equal to minus 2. Now see here, 0, minus 1, minus 2. So it is started from minus 2. So what we can say, delta n signal here is delayed by 2 unit, delta n minus 2. It, delayed means it is going right hand side, and this is n starting from n equal to minus 2. That means it is, and delta n plus 2, so it is basically advanced by 2 samples. Advanced by 2 samples, this is delayed by 2 samples. Okay. So delta n minus 2, delta n minus 2. N minus means delayed, here plus, that means advanced. N minus 2, delta of n minus 2 means n minus 2 equal to 0, so n equal to 2. So it has to start from n equal to 2, and this is starts from n equal to minus 2. Okay. Now say we have these 1, 2, 3, 4 data. All are value 1, n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Now how we can represent that signal with unit impulse function? Now this is your this is delta of n. Delta of n is nothing but 0 position, and this is what, this delta of n is shifted right hand side by one sample, that means delayed by 1. So n equal to 1, that means n minus 1. So delta n minus 1. This sample is at 2, n equal to 2, that means n minus 2 equal to 0. So delta of n minus 2. N equal to 3. So delta of n minus 3. Delta of 4, like that way we can go. Okay. Similarly, for this one, how you can write? 0 is nothing but here 4. So 4 into delta n. Now here this is for n equal to 1. So delta of n minus 1. This is minus of 2. So minus 2 delta of n minus 1. And here for n equal to 2, that is delta n minus 2. But this magnitude is 3. So multiplied by 3. And again here this value is n, n equal to 3, so this value is delta n minus 3, but it is minus 1, so you have to multiply that by minus 1. So this is the signal that is represented by unit impulse function. Okay, now what we can do is, or what we can find out, that representation of discrete time signal or sequence. Okay, how we can write that? An important aspect of the impulse sequence is that an arbitrary sequence can be represented as a sum of scaled delayed impulses, delayed or advanced. Okay. For example, now say we have, this is x equal to n equal to 0. It is value is at a0. So what we can write? A0 into delta of n, right? Then what we can write? A1 into delta of n minus 1, right? Then A2 is the magnitude. It is at n equal to 2, so delta of n minus 2. Like that way we can go. And on this side, that is on the left hand side, this is A minus 1, okay, into delta of, it is started from n equal to minus 1, so n plus 1. So that is a minus 1 delta of n plus 1. Next value started at n equal to minus 2, so what we can write? Delta of n plus 2. So delta of n plus 2 is a minus 2. Now how you can write that in summation form? So xn equal to what? What we can write? X of k. X of k is nothing but, say, a0 is x0, a1 is x1, a2 is x2, x3. So xk, 0, 1, then minus 1, like that way. And delta of n minus k. K goes from minus infinity to plus infinity. That means what? K can be 0. If k is 0, that will be x0 into delta 0. Right? X0 into delta 0. Now when k equal to 1, x1 into delta of n minus 1. Okay, then x k equal to 2, x2 into delta of n minus 2. Now when k equal to minus 1, x of minus 1 delta of n plus 1. So that is the summation of xn is nothing but k goes from minus infinity to plus infinity, xk into delta of n minus k. That means one signal we are multiplying with by a train of impulses, unit impulses. That is the result, is the digital signal or sequence. Now say in unit step function. Unit step function is defined as un. Unit step function is defined as un. Un equal to 1. Value is 1 for n greater than equal to 0. 0 n less than 0. That means this unit step function is nothing but a causal signal, right? Causal signal means it has only the value for n greater than equal to 0. So unit step function is nothing but a causal signal. So this is your u of n starting from 0, 1, 2 up to infinity, and all the values are 1. Okay. Now if you want to write delayed version of that, that means u of n minus k. K can be, say, any positive integer. Say k, that means it will start from k, and from k it will go to the infinity. Okay. Start from k and it will go up to infinity. So it is delayed by k unit. If n plus k, it should start from here, somewhere here at the positive side or advanced side. So right hand side is called delayed side and left hand side called advanced side. though it is positive value 1 2 3, but when we write in terms of n minus k, if k is positive it shows n minus, so delete. And here though it is negative value minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 in this case, but when we write in n minus form it becomes n plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, so it is called advanced. Now say time reversal or folding operation, that is nothing but the signal u of minus k. Say this is your un. So how what will be u of minus n, right? U of minus n means u 0. If you put n equal to 0 minus 0, that will be same. Then u 1 that will be equal to at minus 1. 2 that will be at minus 2. So what we can write it here, that starting from 0 it will go to minus infinity, that is called u of minus k. That is called folding operation. That means with respect to the 0 point we have to take the mirror image. Okay. Now suppose we have to find out the u of minus k plus n, some value. Okay, here the sample is k and number is n. Okay, opposite one from previous case. Now u of minus k is started from from 0 to minus infinity, and minus k plus 1, if you put this one equal to 0, then what will be the value of k? K will be equal to n, right? So it will start from n, then it will go to minus infinity. Okay, now say time reversal example, if you look into that, that this is your signal x and this is the time reversal. So at 0 it will be the same value 0. Okay, now 1 this should be minus 1 and minus 1 should be 1, so that is interchange. Okay, there is no problem. Now see here, x equal to 1 is one value and that value goes to x equal to minus 1. Now it is 1. Now see, for x equal to 1 it is 1, and for x equal to minus 1 it is 0.5. Now it becomes 0.5 for x equal to 1 here, and for x equal to minus 1 it becomes 1. So what happened with respect to 0 point, it is taking a mirror image. Okay, now see this part is goes here, here 1 2 3 4 5 6. So here see 1 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4, like that way it will go on here, and this part will come here. Okay, here how many values are there? 1 2 3 4 0.5. So here 1 2 3 4 values are here, only 1 2 3 4, only 4 negative values were there previously, negative indices. Now here 4 positive values are here. This is typically mirror image at origin, looking at origin. Now say scaled unit step function, say 3 of un, nothing but it will start from 0, it will go up to infinity plus infinity, and it is multiplied by 3. So 3 into 1 magnitude should be 3. Okay, now say shifted unit step function, say xn equal to u of n minus 2 and n plus 2. Now n minus 2, that means what? N minus 2 equal to 0, that means n equal to 2. So it has to start from n equal to 2. See 0 1 2, so it is started from 2 and it will go up to plus infinity. Now n minus n u of n plus 2, that means what? N equal to minus 2, it has to start from minus 2. So 0 1 2, 0 minus 1 minus 2, it is started from minus 2 and it will go to plus infinity. Okay. Say xn equal to minus u of minus n, that already I told you. 0 minus n, un means what? 0 to plus infinity, minus n means it will be opposite, 0 to minus infinity. All values are 1. Okay, 1 value. Now xn equal to n minus 3, that means it should start from n equal to 3. So before that it is 0, it will start from n equal to 3 and it will go on up to infinity. Now say u of 3 minus n. So what we are getting? U of minus n, then shifted by 3 unit. Now for that 3 minus n equal to 0, then n equal to 3. So it will start from 3 and it will go to up to minus infinity, because it is u of minus n plus 3. Okay. Now say draw a signal, that is un plus 2 of un minus 2. Now un is nothing but starting from 0, all values are 1 up to plus infinity. U of 2 of un minus 2, right? That means magnitude should be 2 into 1, that is 2, and it should start from n equal to 2. So at n equal to 0 it is 0, 1, 0. At n equal to 2 the value is 2, then 3, 2, 4, 2, it will go on. Now if you add these two, what will be the result? That is, we have to add index by index. That means n equal to 0, here this is 0, here this is 1. So here this is 1. For 1 it is 1, this is 0, so 1. This is 1, 2, it becomes 3. Again 3, it will go on 3. So for 0 and 1, value should be 1, 1. And from 2 to infinity, plus infinity, value should be 3. Now say un minus u of n minus 3. Now un is nothing but starting from 0, magnitude is 1, and it will go up to positive infinity, plus infinity. So 0 to plus infinity, all values are 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now u of n minus 3, that means n minus 3 equal to 0, so n equal to 3, so it has to start from 3. For 0, 1, 2, those values are 0, it will start from n equal to 3. It is delayed by 3 samples. From 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, it will go up to minus infinity. Now if we subtract these two, what will happen? 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus 1 0, 1 minus 1 0, 1 minus 1 0. So it will go on 0. That means it will have only 3 values for 0, 1, 2. From 3 it becomes 0 because of this subtraction. Okay. So what we can write is that the step function or unit step function can be expressed as the sum of impulse function, that is delta n plus delta n minus 1 plus delta n minus 2. That means nothing but this is delta n, this is delta n minus 1, delta n plus 2, sorry, delta n minus 2, delta n minus 3, delta n minus 4 up to infinity. Okay. So this is what we are doing. So un equal to nothing but delta of n minus m, where m is the variable starting from 0 to infinity, plus infinity. Okay. And delta n can be written as un minus 1. How? See here, un minus 3. So what happened? From this un minus 3, it is become 0. Okay. From 3 it becomes 0. Now if we put here n minus 1, what will happen? From this will start from 1. So from 1 it will be 0. It will left only delta n. Okay. Only delta n left. So delta n can be represented by step function, and that step function can be represented by impulse function. Okay. Now say example. Now this is signal that we can write in by terms of unit impulse function as 2 this is 2 delta n plus 2 delta n minus 1, now minus 4 delta n minus 2 minus 4 delta n minus 3 minus 4 delta n minus 4. Okay. And it will go on like that, say up to plus infinity. Now this is written in terms of unit impulse function. Now say we can write in terms of unit step function. How? This is 2 un, 2 value, and we can have 2 un value. That means this value is 2 for all the values of n. Now at n equal to 2, the value should become minus 4. Right? Now from 2, how will get minus 4? If we multiply it by minus 6, 2 minus 6 is minus 4. So minus 6 of u of n minus 2. So this is 6 of u n minus 2 plot, and if you subtract from 2 un, you will get the result as minus 4 delta n, 2, 3, 4 like that. So by unit step function, this signal can be written as 2 of un minus 6 of u of n minus 2. Okay. Now you need ramp function. This is easy. Rn equal to n for n greater than equal to 0, 0 less than 0. That means when n equal to 0 it is 0, when n equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, then magnitude should be 5, it will go on like that. This is called a unit ramp function. Now power function. Power function is nothing but xn equal to a into alpha to the power beta n. Okay. Now if beta is positive, exponential term positive means the function grows. If beta is negative, the function decays. Okay. If alpha is negative, the signal samples alternate positive and negative. Okay. So this is the plot of that minus 0.6 equal to the power n. When n equal to 0, this is 1. When n equal to 0, this value is equal to 1. And if you put n equal to minus 1, minus 2, you will get other values. And here you can see positive and negative are alternately. We are getting the alternate value, as here alpha is negative. Okay. And we can have exponential term also. This is alpha. Here we have exponential term, a exponential of beta n. Okay. Similarly, here also, if beta is positive, function grows; beta is negative, function decays. Okay. Now say e to the power minus 0.5 n. Minus means function decays to 0. If it is positive, it will be going up. Okay. If n equal to 0, this should be 1. N equal to 0, this value is 1. If n equal to 1, what is the value 2? Then you can plot it. Okay. Now complex exponential function, digital form of signal of the form that a e to the power j beta n. Okay. Now e to the power beta n, according to Euler identity, we can write as cos beta n plus j sin beta n. That means a to the power j, say omega n plus phi, that we can write as, using Euler identity, we can write in this form also. Okay. And we can plot that also, thus plotting the value, no problem. Now sinusoidal sequence, this is very important. Now the sinusoidal function can be in analog domain or time domain is sin xn is equal to this should be t, this 2 should be t, xt equal to a sin omega t plus q, this is phase difference, phase delay, or cosine term. Okay. So xn, what we can write as sin a sin of omega n plus delay, or cosine of n omega, or omega n. Now what happened for analog signal? If we want to sample that, this t should be replaced by n capital T, where capital T is the sampling interval. So if we put t equal to nt, then omega t, what will happen? Omega t equal to omega n capital T. Now this omega t, the form is omega n, so this omega is nothing but capital omega t. So here the capital omega is analog frequency, and here small omega is digital frequency. Okay. Now what is the unit of capital omega? That is radian per second. Okay. Now this omega, capital omega t is omega. Okay. And t is equal to 1 by fs, sampling frequency, and t is sampling time. Now omega is nothing but 2 pi f max into t. Instead of t, you can write 1 by fs equal to omega, right? And we know, according to the sampling theorem, that is fs should be equal to twice f max. If we put fx equal to 2f max, right, here, that means fs equal to 2f max, f max cancel out, 2 cancel out, what do we get? Omega equal to pi. That means what? If we convert a sinusoidal sequence of infinite length into digital form, what we will get the range of the frequency range in digital domain, that will be omega equal to pi. Okay, that will be omega equal to pi. That means what? The range of digital frequency is nothing but from 0 to pi, or we can say minus pi to pi. Okay, so the range of frequency of digital frequency is nothing but from 0 to pi or minus pi to pi. This is the proof of that. We have to remember it. And what is the unit of digital frequency? Omega. Now here we can see that omega is equal to only pi. Okay, 0 to pi. So it is only radian. Digital frequency is only in radians. Okay, but capital omega, that is radian per second. Okay, so this point you have to remember. Now say this is the plot of sine wave, and this is the delayed version of sine wave plot. Okay. Now even and odd signal. I think you know about even and odd signal. Now a signal is said to be even or symmetric if it satisfies the following condition. That is the x of minus n, that will be equal to xn. That means whatever the value of xn, that is, if you do the find out the minus xn, that means what? At what is the value of x0? That should be x0. Okay, there is no problem. But what is the x of 1? That is value x of minus 1. X of 2, that should be equal to x of minus 2. Like that way. So the example of even signal is nothing but a cosine wave. Right? Now odd signal is what? X of minus n equal to minus of xn. That means when n equal to 0, 0, that is 0. Okay. Now when x1, what is the value of x1? That should be minus of x, minus of that. That means x1 at x equal to 1, what is the value? X equal to minus 1, the value should be negative of that. Now see here, you can see here, for 1, what is positive value, negative value, 2 positive value, negative value, 3 positive value, negative value. Now what is the example of the odd signal? Nothing but a sine wave. Okay. Or sine wave, and odd even signal is cosine wave. Now energy and power signal. Okay. Now energy signal in discrete time signal xn is given as energy equal to nothing but the square summable of the magnitude. That is n goes to minus infinity to plus infinity summation of xn whole square. So xn is the magnitude of the amplitude. Mod is there. So magnitude of the amplitude whole square. Amplitude square, if you do from minus infinity to plus infinity, that is the energy. Okay. And power is what? Power is nothing but if we take a finite length, here it is infinite length. Why? From minus infinity to plus infinity. If we take a finite length of minus n to n energy, and if you take the average, that will be the average power. Now here length we are taking as minus n to n, and what is the total length then? Minus n to n means n plus 1. 1 is for 0th sample. Okay. So that is 2n plus 1. So we are taking average of that, and if we put n tends to infinity limit, that will give us the power signal. So P is nothing but limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 summation of minus n to n magnitude of xn whole square. Now the condition is those with finite energy. Energy is finite, that means less than infinity value. This signal must have zero average power. Okay. That is called energy signal. Now, energy signal is when energy of the signal is finite, but average power is zero. Then it is energy signal. Okay. And those with finite power, the power is finite, that means less than infinity. Then this signal should have infinite energy. That time E should be infinity. Okay. So this is a true condition that you have to remember. Now there are some signals, those are neither power signal nor energy signal. Okay. Now let's take one example. With xn is say 1 by 4 followed by n un. Okay. Now E is nothing but n equal to minus into infinity mod of xn whole square. Now it is un is multiplied with the function. Un means what? Un means its value is 1 for n greater than equal to 0 and 0 less than 0. So from minus infinity to minus 1 the value is 0. So limit we can change from 0 to infinity because of this un. Now 1 by 4 n whole square. So we will get 1 by 16 whole power n. Now this is a geometric series. So answer will be 1 divided by 1 minus c. The summation of 0 to infinity a to the power of n, that will be 1, result will be what, 1 divided by 1 minus a. So here 1 minus this term. So you get this as finite. So it is the energy signal. Now we have to prove that p equal to 0. Okay. If p equal to not 0 in some case, then it is neither power nor energy signal. But for this particular example, we will get the result p equal to 0. Now for sinoperiodicity or digital sinusoidal signal. Now in the continuous time case, sinusoidal and complex exponential sequence are always periodic. But in discrete time signal, it is not the case. Sine and cosine wave can be periodic, cannot be periodic. But for in continuous time domain, it is always periodic. Okay. Now discrete time sequence are periodic if with period n, if xn equal to x of n plus n or all n. Okay. Now for cosine term, what you can write? Cosine of omega 0 plus phi. If it is periodic, what you have to do? Instead of n, you have to write n plus n. Then omega 0 into n plus omega 0 into capital N. Okay. Now to be periodic, a cosine or sine wave, this term the omega 0 n, that should be equal to multiply factor of 2 pi. So 2 pi k is an integer, right? Now if we consider say analog frequency, analog signal, a cosine of omega capital omega n plus phi, then n equal to n plus n, you will get this one. Now this capital omega n equal should be equal to 2 pi k. Then n equal to the periodic function, that is n equal to 2 pi k by omega. Okay. Now what we can see, that omega equal to what, 2 pi k by n or 2 pi into k by n. Okay. That means what, pi into 2k by n. 2k by n is a rational number. If it is multiplied by pi, it becomes irrational number. Okay. So therefore what we can say, that discrete time sinusoid is periodic if its radian frequency, that is its analog component omega, is the rational multiple of pi. Okay. Or else we can write it here that n equal to 2 pi by omega, or n by k equal to 2 pi by omega. Okay. So let us take one example. Say signal is xn equal to cosine of 2n. That means cosine of omega, capital omega n. Omega is nothing but 2. Now if omega equal to 2, then what you can write, that is 2 pi by omega, 2 pi by omega, and if n by k, 2 pi by omega equal to 2, that becomes, it is equal to pi. Now pi is a irrational number, so this signal is not a periodic, is not periodic signal. Okay. And this is the corresponding plot. And suppose the signal is cosine of n 4 pi by 5, then what is the omega value? Omega is nothing but 4 pi by 5. Now if we put 2 pi by omega according to this, say this n by k equal to 2 pi by omega, right? 2 pi by omega, omega is 4 pi by 5, result is 5 by 2. Now 5 by 2 is a rational number. Okay. That means it is a periodic signal. That means in digital signal, cosine sine term is not periodic for all the case. It may be periodic, may not be periodic. Okay. Now some notation, let us just see that suppose you have written x of n minus k. Now as there is a minus, so it is delayed version, delayed signal, or it is called right shift. That means n equal to k. N minus k means n minus k equal to 0, so n equal to k. Positive means we are going right hand side, going towards right hand side, so right shift. N plus k, x of n plus k means it is advanced version, advanced signal. Why? There is a plus sign. N plus k equal to 0 means n equal to minus k. Minus k means going to left side, that is left shift. Time scale means we are multiplying this n with k. Okay. So n minus 2 means shifting of xn two steps or two samples to the right. X of n plus 3 means shifting of xn three samples to the left. And this is selects every sample from x1 and multiplied by 2 and multiplied by third. Now, now say x0 equal to some value 0.25, x5 equal to 0.5. Now you have to find out say x of n minus 1. Now if this is the signal, if you do x minus 1, what will happen? It should start from n equal to 1. So 0, n equal to 1. So 0 you have to add with 1. 1 add with 2. So 0th sample goes to 1, 1 sample goes to 2, 2 sample goes to 3, 3 goes to 4. It is added by, sorry, it is added by 1 because n equal to 1 here. N minus 1 equal to 0, that means n equal to 1. So you are adding with 1 for every n. And it is basically right shifted by 1 sample. So only 0, it becomes 0, and other signal shifted right side by 1 unit. Now say n minus 2. Same signal, n minus 2 means we have to shift 2 unit. So 0, that will start from 2. 2 is 0.5 and 0, 1 both sample become 0. Now say x of 2n. Now x of 2n means if we put n equal to 0, what will happen? That will be equal to x of 0. Fine. Now x of 1 means x of 2. So 1 will have the sample value x of 2. What happened to x of 1? That will be discarded. That means if you multiply by 2, what happened? 2 minus 1 samples discarded. So between first value 0, so 0, then n equal to 1 means 2. So 1 value is discarded. Again when 1 equal to n equal to 2 you put, then the value is 4. So fourth value will come, 3 value will be discarded. Like that way you can go. 3n means what will happen? First is 0 is 0, okay. Now when n equal to 1 you put x equal to 3. So x equal to 3 value will come here. Then 6 value will come here. That means 3 minus 1, 2 values are discarded. That means here first value is 0, 1 and 2 discarded. Next value comes as x3. Like this way it is going on. Some composite function we can make. For that we already have some example previously also. Say un into u of 3 minus n. What will happen? Now un means what? Less than 0, n less than 0, all values are 0. U of minus n, then plus 3. That means n equal to 3. So it will start from 3 and go to minus infinity. Now if you multiply these two, what will happen? Less than 0, all values are 0. So here all values will be 0, and here we will have 1 up to which value? Here up to 3 we have 1. Fourth value is 0. So here we will have 0, 1, 2, 3. Only this 4 value we have, which is nothing but del n minus 1, del n minus 2, del n minus 3. That is the multiplication function. Okay. This 0 part becomes 0, and from here 4 to positive becomes 0. Only these 4 samples is here. So this is a sample, there is a drawing of sample, no problem. Okay. So generation of digital signals. say we can convert this signal into digital. Xt equal to 10 to the power e to the power minus 5000 t ut. Okay. Now DSP system where sampling interval time interval is 125 microsecond. Now what we can do is, instead of t we can write as nt, right? Instead of t we can write as nt. Now t nt, so n is n, t is 125 microsecond, that we have written in second. Okay, 125 into 10 to the minus 6, and if you do multiplication you will get this result here. 10, here this t will drop out, there is no problem. Okay, so this is the digital signal. So to convert analog to digital, continuous time to digital discrete time, what happened, only thing, instead of t you have to write nt. Okay, and whatever the u of nt, that t terms drop automatically, and here t will be multiplied. So xt equal to, here instead of this t we have to write the small t, you have to write nt. So n into t, 125 microsecond. Then if you multiply you will get this one as digital signal. So analog signal convert into digital signal, corresponding digital signal, and this is the plot of that, for of that signal. If we put n equal to 0, this will be 10, so 10. Then if you put n equal to 1, it will be decreasing. Okay, similarly this term, if n equal to 0, so this will be 10 into sine 0 is 0, so 0, then it will be increasing and it will reach to 0 again when n equal to 4. If n equal to 4, this become 0.25 into 4 equal to 1, that is sine pi equal to 0. So this is a sine wave that we are plotting. Okay, so this is it for today. So this is all about the digital signals, and the basic points are basically delayed signal, advanced signal, okay, and unit impulse signal, then delayed signal, advanced signal, unit step signal. Okay, then what is the xn in terms of impulse response, in terms of say uh, input amplitude and im impulses. Okay, then unit steps function, then time reversal. Okay, then shift of unit impulse, I mean unit step, then find out this unit step function in terms of impulse, and impulse function in terms of unit step function. So this is all about the basic digital signals. Okay, try to practice some problems from the book. So thank you so much.